EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us roughly midway between Boston and Providence. Everybody knows it as Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
At the 48-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Here's Kaepernick. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. George Kittle. His second touchdown on the season. And the Pats have taken the early lead. The footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And got his man complete. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 58 yards.
And the Steeler first down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Eric Ebron. His second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Play action. Now Kaepernick. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Kaepernick. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Kaepernick now on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. But it's going to be 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
On play action, it's Kaepernick. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down to the 11. A big play there for New England. 41 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air. Nice chunk of yardage there. And then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Keenan Allen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6.
The score, Patriots 14, Steelers 6.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
13 yards. 1st down, Pittsburgh.
Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. It's a Patriot sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. The 30.
And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Kaepernick. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
Patriots 22.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Back to throw now on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. J.C. Jackson there defensively to knock it away. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and 14.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Patriots take over.
39-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On play action, it's Kaepernick. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. That one good for 26 and a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, They might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
At the 20-yard line.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Kaepernick to throw again. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
4-yard ball.
As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Gay's kick is good. And that will make the lead now 26. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking
the Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. On play action, they'll throw. Steps away to his left. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.